Jordan Peele. This is coming to us from Jeff Snyder, the Insider. This is probably the most reliable source he is out there. He had a meeting with Marvel Studios about possibly directing, writing, or producing the upcoming X-Men movie. And apparently it just fell through. It didn't happen. Now, Jordan Peele, great director. And, he's had some good wins, but, he's had a few mediocre films in there as well. Look, if it came out tomorrow that Jordan Peele was directing X-Men, I'd be very happy. But with the other name that's floating around out there, I'm kind of glad that he might have passed on this. Because it doesn't seem like something to be into either. Would you be happy? Jordan Peele turns out he's directing.
Yeah, I'd be down for it.
I know you're
100%.
a big Jordan Peele fan, a massive Jordan Peele fan.
Yeah, I've watched all his latest sort of psychological, the films he's been bringing out are just like psychological horror-esque, mind fuck films. I didn't, I enjoyed Nope. It was just this, I don't know, something about it I felt like I missed a little bit, but I enjoyed it. And then obviously Us, I thought was fucking amazing. Us was so good.
With Lupita.
Yeah, Get Out is so...
Yeah. Get Out is...
I've only ever watched... I'll admit, I've only watched that film once. Because it's too freaky. It's like, holy shit. I do want to watch it again. I just don't think I got round to it. I think, if Us or Nope didn't come out, I probably would have rewatched it by now. But because we've had these other great films as well, I just watched those. But yeah, I mean, I remember when Nope came out, and I missed it in the cinema, unfortunately. And it came out, I think it was on Amazon Prime. I was like, yep, rent.
Yeah.
Full HD.
And obviously he's just been involved with Monkey Man as well, that came out this year. Great.
Yes, yeah.
Great film.
Absolutely.
That's our review on it. We did do one on channel. Yeah, great film. But yeah, what I'm talking about is the other name attached to it is that we are hearing that Ryan Coogler might be
Director
attached.
of the Black Panther films.
Black Panther, Fruitvale Station, Creed might be attached to X-Men. And I just think that that's a better fit for X-Men than Jordan Peele. And Jordan Peele strikes me as a sort... We know Coogler can work well with Marvel.
I want to say one thing.
Say it.
Obviously,
Say it.
I feel like, obviously, Sam Raimi had his shot with Multiverse, with Doctor Strange. It didn't really nail it on the head. There were some good elements in there. But I definitely think if, Sam Raimi and Jordan Peele, if they teamed up, if they let Jordan Peele do the story and the overarching themes of things in the film for Doctor Strange, and then Sam Raimi came in and he did all sort of like the crazy action and all the crazy effects.
Do you know what? That's a duo I'd like to see.
Yeah, that is...
Raimi and Peele, for some reason, it just hasn't... Yeah, that actually kind of works in my head.
It really just popped into my head now. I'm thinking... So obviously we watched Boy Kills World, which we both loved, and obviously Sam Raimi is he's got a producer credit, but you can definitely tell that he's dipped his hand in that film and said, yeah this is something that, he's done. But I think that would absolutely, Doctor Strange, or even like doing a horror-esque film, because this guy can do horror, he can do psychological horror.
Yeah,
so
no, definitely.
I think if not that, then at least please let him have some sort of attachment to the Moon Knight character. There's no other director I see personally.
All right, yeah.
Mastering Moon Knight. But going off topic from that, I'm just saying for Jordan Peele, he might not be attached, missed opportunity. Potentially, yeah. Any chance of getting a good director onto a project and they turn it down or things don't work out, it is a missed opportunity, of course.
Yeah,
but...
look at, Edgar Wright's Ant-Man. That was in development for so long where the story just wouldn't fit into the MCU anymore.
Yeah.
The one that Edgar Wright wanted to tell. So, yeah. But look, I would much rather have Jordan Peele making original films instead of being attached to an X-Men film for probably 3 years of his life doing it. You know, it's the
Be a good X-Men
it
film though.
would be a good X-Men film. The pre-production, the shooting it, the post-production, the press tour, all that stuff. So, I'd much prefer him making his films because, I think Jordan Peele and Ryan Coogler could both make X-Men, but Ryan Coogler could not make a Jordan Peele film, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
So I would rather have Coogler attached to X-Men. It's kind of the name I'm set on now as well. It's what my heart's set on. So if it's not Coogler,
You're pulling me to that as
Yeah.
well. I'm like, oh, that would make.
especially, and I say this as well, and it's, if you've watched Fruitvale Station and the way he, it's a true story, and the way he deals with discrimination in that, he could just transfer it so well over to the X-Men.
Yeah.
And that's the route I'm looking at it from. And I think, it'd be an amazing choice. Peele would be an amazing choice as well, but keep doing your thing, Jordan Peele, because I want to see him do his thing. He doesn't need the X-Men need him.
Yeah.
So
The Marvel needs him, I'd say.
Definitely. And do you think, just, going on this, do you think maybe why it kind of fell through the cracks a bit is, we're big Marvel fans, but we'll admit it, there's a little bit of a stain to the Marvel name right now. Not a big one.
No, because it's big money. Do you know what I mean? Like, he could have just accepted this and taken the money, but maybe he just didn't feel. Maybe it didn't work out.
Maybe he didn't
there
have
was
an idea for it, or maybe he didn't
maybe he's
be
just
in this restraint universe of like, no, you need to do this.
The thing with like a lot of artists, like directors are artists. A lot, everyone behind films are artists, and when it comes to being a director, once you've got your mind set on something, it's kind of difficult to then shift away. Speaking just to myself, when I've done things like editing or pictures or video editing, anything like that, and I'm like dead set on something, and I know what I want to do with it. Huh?
What?
It's on Patreon. Go check it out. No, I'm kidding. But maybe
You'll never see it.
Maybe he's got something already on his mind. Maybe it's an original project that he wants to work on that we haven't, heard of yet, or maybe it's just something else. Maybe he just feels like, I think it's probably just that. If anything, that's one of the possible reasons.
Yeah, and I don't want to say you hear horror stories coming out about directors who work for Marvel, but you definitely, once that are like 5 years out, and they go, yeah, I didn't really have, I knew I was hired to go do this job. So I didn't have a problem with that. And you hear them come out and say, look, you don't have Final Cut, you don't really have this whole creative thing, but you're there to do a job, sort of thing. It's not your project. Which I get. I think people know that now signing up for an MCU film. I think there's only, James Gunn, who had like full, the Final Cut on his Guardians films. So, yeah, but Gunn and Feige were like that. Gunn were getting sent scripts for the other films saying, oh, James, can you just read over this and see if it's any good? So, and doing notes on them. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to our next topic.